So, y'all, listen, I just finished binging the first season of Solo Leveling, and I'm obsessed. If you guys are new here, my name is Ashley, and this is My Sweet Perspective, where I give my take on all things TV and movie related, and I'm here to put you on. Now, I am a noob, okay, as it relates to anime. I had maybe two favorite animes, right? I loved Attack on Titan, and I love Naruto. Now, my girlfriend, my mutual on TikTok was like, sis, I need you to check out Solo Leveling. I had been watching and reviewing Ninja Kamui, and she was like, check this out and just let me know your thoughts. When I tell you I binged the entire season in one day, that's exactly what I did. And I did a little short, but I wanted to come kind of give you guys an overview of what Solo Leveling is about and why I'm kind of like literally obsessed and cannot wait until we get a season two. Kind of to start out, right? We meet Jinwoo, who is an E rank. We learn that a couple of years prior, basically these gates were unlocked to the world where these supernatural creatures would come and kind of wreak havoc, right? And so you had to go in, take out the boss in order for the gate or portal to be closed. And so they pop up randomly. As they popped up, people's abilities awakened, right? And so Jinwoo was one of the people whose abilities awakened. Now they have an S rank, an A, B, C, D, and E rank as well, I believe. And I will drop it somewhere in the video where you guys can actually see the ranks. But E is basically the worst possible rank. And Jinwoo, literally, they said was the worst, the bottom of the barrel, the weakest, whatever. But he always had this knack for survival, right? And side note, spoiler filled. So if you haven't watched Solo Leveling yet, go watch it, then come back and talk to me about it. And so he's kind of known for that. And so initially, the first episode, I was like, okay, do we have to harp on this anymore? Do we have to? Do we have to? And I think we needed to. I think we needed to fully grasp the greatness of this story. Okay. I also want to mention that this is a Korean anime, and it's not manga, it's manhwa. Forgive me for the pronunciation if I'm getting that wrong. Like I said, I'm a newbie. I'm learning though. Okay. But so it actually has a lot of additions and issues, and I am going to run at some point in the very near future and buy them because I know it's worth the read just after watching season one. Okay. And it is available in both sub and dub if that's a thing for you. And so basically he is the worst of the worst, yet he goes on these missions because he still needs to make money to take care of his sister who's in college and his mom who has this kind of new illness, and they kind of have her in this sleep state, kind of comatose, right? Because that's all they can do for her because this is a new rare illness that they don't have any words for or any help for. He goes on this mission, right, with a group of people, I guess, who are seasoned. He thinks he can kind of, chill out. Most of his missions, let's be honest, Jinwoo was getting hurt. Okay. And so he enlists the help of his friend. And let me make sure I have her name, Lee Joo-hee. Okay. And she is a healer. She is like one of the better healers. And so she's used to healing him. She goes on a lot of missions with him. Well, they go on this one mission, which turns into the name of it turns into the Double Dungeon, where they go in. They have a senior leader and, some higher rank guys who are, supposed to be able to handle all the things. Well, this task actually required more brain than brawn, it feels like. And so they go in there and it is this God, lowercase g, okay? And basically there are commandments as you walk in. And so they start reading the commandments, but mind you, while they're doing that, this God, lowercase g, starts doing the absolute most, right? He wants to be worshiped. He wants to be praised. And you have to figure out what that means. And so Jinwoo, kind of being the smarter one there, is figuring this all out, okay? And he's helping the other people. Comes down to the wire, honey. And they have this one last, I guess, little mission or way to get out. And basically, as long as the flames are lit, they're good. But basically, one person's going to have to be sacrificed. That's the gist of it, okay? And so basically, everybody decides to leave him, except for the old man who was a leader and his bestie Lee, okay? And so he can't walk. His leg has already been damaged because of some stuff that's happened before. The healer, she her legs gave out because she was using too much healing energy. And so the leader, he's like, I'll take her. This is what it's got to be. And that's what it was, right? So he's left there to be ended. Okay. And basically, that's what we think is going to happen. And so, just as he's about to be taken out, he is like, I just want a brand new start. I just want to start over. And so we think, I'm like, it's the first episode. This can't be the end. It was the first or second episode. It can't be the end, right? And it wasn't the end because he wakes up the next day in a hospital bed, right? But now he is seeing, it's not a scoreboard, but it's like he's a video game. He sees the graph. He's like, how to level up, how much energy he has, what he needs. And so hence the name solo leveling, right? Because normally, and it's said very in the beginning, at the very start, that when you're awakened, right, there is no way to add to your rank. Your rank is your rank is your rank. And that's it. If you're an E, you'll always be an E. If you're an S, you'll always be an S, right? But there is such a thing as reawakenings that they get into later. But anyway, so we're like, what the heck is this? So now we find out if he completes these tasks, he can actually increase his level and increase his rank. And so the more tasks he does, the more battles he has, his rank goes up. I think what was most special to me about this, honestly, besides the beautiful animation, the graphics are incredible. And if you look at the manhwa and compare it to this, it's an ode to it. It's beautiful. It's a tribute. You know what I mean? Like it was so completely well done and so respectful to the source material. I feel like in terms of the illustrations, again, I haven't read it, so I don't know if it's keeping true to the storyline, but I'll just say that. And then outside of that, it's this ability to kind of become self-actualized over time. Now, the one thing I'm concerned about, right, with Jinwoo is the idea that the more his level increases, does that change who he is at his core? Every time he has to venture out and do something, it necessary to kind of save his life, and that's possibly unaliving someone else, he says it feels like a piece of him goes away. And so I'm wondering if he attains the highest of the heights, will he still be who he is at his core? Again, the story's developing. That's kind of just sets the stage for you guys. I really want you guys to watch it because I think it's amazing. And I might come back and actually do episode by episode reviews because listen, I fell in love with it in a day. Love at first sight. I just love the story of someone becoming the best version of themselves and taking on the ability to be better and do better. And I think that this is a great example of that. I am concerned about his interpersonal connections. Like I said, I am concerned about if who he is at his core will change. But right now, I'm absolutely loving it. Again, I believe there's 12 episodes in this first season, and I watched them on Prime Video, but I think you can watch them on Apple TV as well. Crunchyroll. You already know. Drop in the comments below if you're watching Solo Leveling. I would love to know your thoughts. And if you're still here, you guys, thank you so much for rocking with me. I appreciate you. The channel is growing by leaps and bounds, and that is all because of you guys. I appreciate you. I value you, all the things. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.